You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted Best of Las Vegas. Give them a call, 702-727-9900.
Thank you for joining us here on News 25 and Ace Country Radio and streaming at KPVM.TV, now on Roku devices on this Friday, May 2nd, 2025. Good evening. I'm Chris Palermo. Here is what's happening. A Pahrump man has been arrested for domestic violence after accusing his girlfriend of infidelity and assaulting her. News 25 was on scene for this arrest. Let's take a look.
On May 1st, a Pahrump man was arrested for allegedly assaulting a woman, physically restraining her from leaving, and was later found armed with a handgun. According to law enforcement, the woman agreed to walk with the suspect, later identified as Nicholas Garcia, to a nearby business parking lot to call for a ride. During the walk, Garcia reportedly became verbally aggressive, accused her of infidelity, and forcibly took her phone. He then threw her belongings into the grass and continued to prevent her from leaving, grabbing her arms and taking her to the ground multiple times, as well as placing her in a chokehold from behind. The woman eventually managed to escape and recover her phone, which had been discarded by Garcia. She returned to her residence, and according to the arrest report, family members called 911. Garcia fled the scene before law enforcement arrived, allegedly aware that authorities were en route. The victim told officers she had been battered by Garcia in the past and feared for her safety. She also reported seeing a revolver in Garcia's waistband earlier in that day and believed he was armed during the altercation. Law enforcement confirmed that she had prior knowledge of the weapon and that Garcia had previously made suicide by cop statements. Deputies later located Garcia walking near Comstock Avenue and Highway 372. After he refused commands to stop, officers forcibly detained him by taking him to the ground. He was taken into custody without further incident. Text messages reviewed by investigators showed Garcia had sent multiple aggressive and threatening messages to the woman earlier in that day, including "You better call the cops for real" and "Knock it the fuck off." Garcia is facing charges including resisting a public officer with a firearm, carrying a concealed weapon without a permit, and coercion, domestic violence with threat or use of physical force.
Checking some other news now, more than 1,000 hospitality workers and community members gathered on the Las Vegas Strip to protest President Trump's immigration policies, marking the first 100 days of his administration with a May Day rally.
More than 1,000 hospitality workers and community members rallied on the Las Vegas Strip in a show of solidarity for immigrant workers on International Workers' Day. Organized by the Culinary Union, Nevada's largest immigrant worker organization, the event demanded the end of deportation, ICE raids, and workplace discrimination. The union spotlighted cases like Kilmar Garcia, a legally present worker who was allegedly wrongly deported. Union contracts on the 100% unionized Strip include immigrants' rights clauses that protect against unjust termination and allow workers to return to their jobs after resolving immigration issues. Backed by over 20 local organizations, the rally called for fair wages, job security, and health care, reaffirming that immigrant workers are essential in Nevada's economy. The Culinary Union also urges workers to know their legal rights during ICE encounters and pledges continued advocacy for immigrant justice. Although no further rallies are currently planned, many participants indicated that this is a demonstration and it is just the beginning of ongoing efforts to address these issues.
Well, a major cycling event is set to take over Las Vegas this weekend, and the impact won't stop there. Pahrump residents take note because road closures tied to the race are expected to affect our area as well.
Drivers planning to travel between Pahrump and Las Vegas this Sunday morning should prepare for major delays and temporary road closures due to a Las Vegas cycling event. According to the Nevada Department of Transportation, the westbound lanes of State Route 160 heading towards Pahrump will be closed between the junction of SR 159 and mile marker 27 near Sandy Valley Road. The closure will be effected from 6:30 a.m. to 12:30 on Sunday, May 5th. To keep traffic moving, Nevada State Police will implement a pilot car operation, allowing vehicles to travel in both directions, only using the eastbound lanes on SR 160. Despite these efforts, significant delays are expected during the operation. In addition, State Route 159 through Red Rock will also be closed to non-local traffic from 4 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sunday. Las Vegas Metro Police will escort residents in and out of the area during the closure. Motorists are encouraged to plan ahead, consider alternate routes, and allow extra time for travel during these event hours.
Checking some news now, Nellis Air Force Base recently wrapped up their latest round of the United States Air Force Weapons Instructor Course. Our News 25 Clark County correspondent Marie Centers now joins us with more.
For 2 weeks this past April, Nellis Air Force Base supported the United States Air Force Weapons Instructor Course, also known as WIC, with a new fighter jet in flight. The U.S. Air Force Weapons School trains tactical experts and leaders to control and exploit airspace and cyber on behalf of the Joint Force every 6 months. The Weapons School graduates approximately 100 weapons officers and enlisted specialists who advance to tactical system experts, weapon instructors, and leaders of airmen. Now let's hear from them.
For myself, this is my first time being an NCOIC, so it's a good experience for me. But the biggest thing is my youngest airmen. I try to bring as many young people as possible to get them exposure to what they will probably see for the rest of their career and get them some more exposure to the EX. And of course, our DSGs getting them more involved as well.
WIC serves as a 6-month course designated for future weapons officers and draws airmen from different genres, including pilots, intel officers, and air battle managers, among others.
I do this almost every year, so this is my 3rd time coming here for a WIC support. And every time I've been in a different role for the squadron. So my first time I was a wingman, second time I was a 2-ship flight lead, and now I'm here as a 4-ship flight lead, so getting more and more involved every time I come.
Last month's United States Air Force Weapons Instructor Course marks the first time the Wing's F-15EX was incorporated.
Most pilots haven't seen the EX yet or flown with it yet, so the curiosity is really around what's new about it and the capabilities that it's able to do.
Approximately 140 airmen from the 142nd Wing supported the course held at Nellis Air Force Base.
It is very similar to the Strike Eagles, and most of the pilots that are here at WIC or instructing at WIC have probably seen it or have read about the capabilities of it, but at the same time it's really nice to see a new jet and then learn about what it comes with and what we could do with it, especially in the future.
Built by Boeing, the company describes the fighter jet as, quote, building upon a legacy of air dominance, the F-15EX combines its undefeated combat record with state-of-the-art design and technology to deliver next-generation capabilities that push it squarely into the future of combat. Weapons officers serve as advisors to military leaders of all levels, both to those in uniform and in civilian government positions. The U.S. Air Force Weapons School also provides academic and advisory support to a number of units. Thank you for your selfless service from all of us here at KPVM Television. I hope everyone enjoys our wonderful and hopefully sunny weekend, and I'll see you on the other side. Reporting from Las Vegas, I'm Maria Centers for News 25.
Great story, Maria. Have a great weekend. Well, in sports coming up, the Vegas Golden Knights move on in the NHL playoffs. You're watching News 25.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
And welcome back to News 25. I'm Chris Palermo. You may have noticed I'm wearing the hockey celebration tie because the Vegas Golden Knights were victorious last night. They're moving forward in the NHL playoffs. We'll play the Edmonton Oilers. Mikey has that and more in sports.
How about them Golden Knights? Let's pick it up from late in the third period, Game 6 against the Minnesota Wild.
Eriksson and Eichel both down. Theodore digging in to play it. Log jam along the near boards. Hartman and a working loose out in front. Hill with a good stick to knock it away. Zuccarello on the wall. Out high, Faber, a wrist shot blocked. 5 seconds. Faber another chance. That's blocked on the far wall by Howden. The puck to the near boards, and that's it. And the Golden Knights win the series in 6. They close it out in St. Paul tonight and win the series 4-2. The captain with the series clincher, and the Golden Knights yet again on to the second round of the playoffs.
Minnesota in 6. Oh, what an effort from this Minnesota Wild team. You look at what they were able to do, how hard they competed right.
Congratulations, VGK advancing to round 2 against the Edmonton Oilers. Game 1 to be announced. Also, congratulations to ex-VGK goalie Marc-Andre Fleury on his amazing career and retirement.
And why he has been beloved everywhere he's been.
Fleury, they've been chanting his name, Shane, all night long.
And listen to the crowd. Fleury, they're chanting. Fleury, Fleury, it sounds like.
Well, he's just a fun guy to watch, and he's got a great personality. I mean, people are just drawn to him.
He's an incredible player, and he's an even better person. One of the best careers ever, if not the, as a goaltender.
Stop by Fleury! There's another shot! Followed by Fleury! The horn sounds, and the Penguins have won the Stanley Cup!
He's so upbeat, so energetic.
Someone that a lot of goalies probably look up to growing up, and he has a blast with it, and I think that's why you see him still playing hockey at a very high level.
Las Vegas Aviators on a 5-game winning streak. Can they make it 6? Welcoming the Tacoma Rainiers on Thursday. Let's pick it up from the bottom of the 8th.
Our Kitchen throws. Line drive, base hit down the left field line, headed for the wall. Packard in pursuit. MacGyver scores. Clark in his second with a double. Las Vegas leads it 6-3. So he can steal. There's a base hit to center field by Avens. Clark scores while clapping his hands. It's an RBI single by Avens, who has 2 hits. You show for it other than the RBI. There's a liner into center. Here comes Lopez. It's in there for a base hit. 1 run scores, 2 runs score, and the Aviators are pouring it on, leading 10-3. Totals after this.
LVA win their 6th straight game, 10-3. Rematch this evening at 7 p.m. Don't forget, it's a t-shirt giveaway. And that's your look at sports on News 25.
Thank you, Mikey. The Coyote Den is hosting its annual car show with a portion of the proceeds going to a 6-year-old girl by the name of Kaylee Grace, who was diagnosed with a rare type of cancer. News 25's reporter Anthony Roberts has the story.
On Saturday, May 17th, the Coyote Den will be hosting its annual car show from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. A portion of the proceeds from this event will go to Kaylee Grace, a 6-year-old who has been diagnosed with a rare soft tissue cancer. News 25 spoke with Kaylee's grandmother, Shannon Turner, to find out more about the event.
Sue Quell here at the Coyote Den does an event every year. She does a car show event. And this year, she decided to benefit my granddaughter, Kaylee Grace. So my granddaughter is 6 years old, and she was diagnosed last August with rhabdomyosarcoma. It's a soft tissue cancer. It's very aggressive. And they've had to seek treatment in Salt Lake City at Children's Primary. The car show is being held May 17th, and there is entry where you can fill out an entry form and have your car out here at the car show for everybody to just walk through, and there's going to be raffles, and we're going to give away a lot of fun prizes. We've got a round of golf at Mountain Falls. We've got a lot of really fun giveaways, and so everything that we bring in, we're going to give to my son's family to benefit all the expenses and the things that go along with getting her to and from Salt Lake for the care that she needs.
You can also bring an unwrapped toy to the event and receive 1 raffle ticket for the silent auction. Bring your friends and family to this wonderful event located at 3971 East Kellogg Road in Pahrump. You can also donate to Kaylee's GoFundMe page by going to gofund.me/11A5C270.
All right, well, here's Mikey again to tell us what's cooking this Sunday morning on Classic Country Breakfast on Ace Country Radio and streaming on Channel 25.8, now on the new Ace Country Radio app.
Howdy. When I'm out combating the tariffs with my fresh farm eggs, I like to take the Ace Country Radio app with me. You can too. It's free. Download it today. On the menu this week on Classic Country Breakfast, born on April 29th, Willie Nelson. We'll celebrate him. Also born on April 29th, Dwayne Allen from the Oak Ridge Boys. We'll celebrate him. Born on May 2nd, Larry Gatlin. We'll celebrate him. Also, my special guest, living legend Rodney Dillard, who is in the band The Darlings from The Andy Griffith Show, and the band The Dillards, calls the show to talk about his new album, Songs That Made Charlene Cry. And he also talks about teaching his cockatiel how to whistle the Andy Griffith theme song.
We bought my daughter was it cockatoo? What was it? Was it small?
I think it's cockatoo.
Cockatiel. And I made the mistake of teaching it to whistle the Andy Griffith theme because I put it on repeat and played it when we were gone over and over. So he got a female friend. They had babies, and I couldn't stand it to hear it all the time, so I gave it to a neighbor across the road.
That had little kids, ours is grown up.
Yeah, and then they had Loopy, the bird, they had babies, and they taught them the thing. So you heard a whole flock of people, birds whistling.
If you walked out on the porch, you could hear all these.
I couldn't get away from it.
Classic Country Breakfast this Sunday morning at 8 on Ace Country Radio, streaming at channel 25.8, and now on the new Ace Country Radio app.
Thank you, Mikey. More local stories coming up and your important weekend weather forecast. You're watching News 25.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500.
Welcome back to News 25. I'm Chris Palermo. T-Mobile Arena pulled off a rapid transformation marathon, flipping between ice for the Vegas Golden Knights game and a WWE ring for SmackDown, NXT, and Raw, all in just a few days to host both Stanley Cup playoffs and wrestling events.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
And that's the Lerner and Rowe weather cam right here in Pahrump outside the KPVM TV studios looking at Mount Charleston. Well, there are some weather changes in store, some rain perhaps moving in, and Sunday might be a good day to take in the conservative tea event at the Bob Roode Center. Complete forecast is up in a bit.
Well, good evening, Nevada. My name is Roy Rosell, coming to you from the Channel 25 Weather Studios, and taking a look at Nevada right now. Up in northern Nevada, Fernley is seeing 81 degrees, Fallon is seeing 82, Carson City's at 74, Tonopah is at 73, Goldfield at 75, Beatty's at 85, Amargosa's at 90 degrees, Las Vegas is at 88, and Death Valley's in the triple digits at 101 degrees. But here in the beautiful paradise of Pahrump, we are currently seeing 86-degree weather. The high today was 1 degree higher at 87 with partly cloudy skies. The wind was blowing south at 6 miles per hour today, humidity 14%, and the sun rose this morning at 5:49 and is setting tonight at 7:32 p.m. The humidity rose up to 23%, and the wind continues to blow southeast at 7 miles per hour. The low tonight is going to be 64 degrees. Let's take a look at that 7-day forecast that we are seeing. Tomorrow it looks like it's going to be pretty gloomy and windy at 84 degrees on Saturday, 20 mile per hour wind speeds, and on Sunday the sun does come back at 68 degrees. Monday it looks like it's going to be raining at 70 degrees, and then the sun comes back on Tuesday at 76, 81 on Wednesday, 88 on Thursday, and 91 on Friday. So it's going to get pretty hot, just again like those summer temperatures that are quickly coming and approaching. That's going to be it. Back to the desk. Here's Chris.
All right, thank you very much, Miss Rosell. So we've got a few outdoor events here in Pahrump this weekend, so look to the sky if you're at the Wild West Extravaganza at Petrack Park or down at the launch site for the fireworks display. That'll just about do it for all of us here tonight. I'm Chris Palermo, News 25. Make it a great weekend.